it's active by HackTheBox. It's Windows box. I assume we're going to be doing some Active Directory, fun stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Already run AutoRecon on it to start the enumeration process, and run this little tool that I created to called AutoVisual. Basically just like an add-on to AutoRecon, because I hated going through all of the different folders and clicking into different text documents and going through those one by one. So this kind of aggregates all of the findings and puts it up into an HTML, so it's a little bit easier to look at. So let's go pull that up and we'll start going through the box. Let's see. Put up here. All right. And should be in this one. Let's look through and see if anything jumps out right away. Looks like we're going to have our host name right here. So let's go ahead and put that in the Etsy host file. So we can resolve it. Help if I include it. And I don't know. You can see one of the other boxes I was doing, but let's go and put that in here. And then change this to. All right, let's go back here now. And so AutoRecon probably gives you too much information. It's great for certifications and stuff like that when you're trying to get a full enumeration and really have all of it run in one place. But for HackTheBox, sometimes it's a little much. But this helps get it all in one place and you can click through it. Let's see. Let's talk through what it kind of look for on some of these Windows HackTheBoxes. So if we look at just ports open, right, you can see that this is probably a domain controller maybe. We've got Kerberos on there. We've got SMB, so 45 and 39 here. So that's one of the first things we're going to check is SMB and see if we can't either look at some shares or maybe we can get some guest access or some null session access. But those are one of the first things we're going to look at. And then if we get some credentials, we can look at LDAP. And then there's some other querying we can do. I don't see any websites open either on AD or 443 or anything like that. So let's look through, close these down. And I want to look through this first one right here. A num for Linux NG does wonders. This is the next generation. That's why it's the NG. But it goes through and checks a lot of different SMB things. Looks like null session is actually working, so we should be able to look at some of the shares. Yep, right here. So we've got all these look normal. Replication looks very interesting. And then users as well. So we'll look at those. Just click through these real quick and look through. I definitely want to start using one of my favorite tools to look through it. You can use SMBmat or SMBClient, but NetExec is awesome for. NetExec came out of a CrackNetExec, which is great for doing Active Directory enumeration, going through commands. It's great. Yeah, I'm not getting anything really on there. Yeah, so we want to look at this replication one. We want to look at user. all the other ones are fairly normal. So let's just go ahead. Oh, look at LDAP. Just if anything crazy comes up, it does not. So let's go back here. Add your NetExec, SME, user. Let's just try null right. Oh, and we gotta put our issue. Okay. That worked. Let's do that shares. See what shares we can pull out. And it looks like we've got read on replication. So we do SMBClient. The N is no password. We're going to do some character escaping right there. That's why there's a couple of different ones. Do 2, and then we're going to do. And we're in. Awesome. Let's see what's in. Okay. All right, there's definitely a good bit in here. Okay. So let me show you something else. We're gonna go back up to our NetExec, and we're gonna use a module called Spider Plus. Run that real quick. What's this gonna do is see, it's gonna go through all the shares that we have permission to read. And it's gonna see about found 22 folders, and we found 7 files. So let's pull those down. And then to pull them down, we're going to do -o flag. I think it's actually the down. And it should pull all of that down. Yeah, we're going to go right here. So we're going to take off that top little. So we get before. All right. Now we have our files right here. A little bit easier to click through, right? And then anything crazy in that? Sean is. Oh, I think this is going to be super interesting. Let's see if we can open it first. Yep. So, here's what we're looking at right here. Right there is the username. And then we have our password right here. And so the C password is going to be, I think, the GPP password. And a little background on this is that these used to be stored in group policy, some of the passwords and stuff. But the key that was used to encrypt it got leaked online. So they've had to change. This is a little bit older because anyone can decrypt these. And I'll show you just a second. Let's go ahead and copy this. And we're going to start our little notes file here. Go back to it. Let's do nano. All right, paste this in here. Be decryption. And then let's do create a user. within an open Firefox. And then this is going to be our user. And it is, if you notice this right here, it's a domain user. So, great. We love that. Okay. And there's a couple of different ways you can do this. I know online there's probably a couple of different Python tools that'll pull it out for you, but I think we can do it through NetExec. And if we don't have to jump around with different tools, we're in good shape, right? Let's just use the one, right? I'm going to list. That was a tag capital L. And so all these low privilege modules we can do with just having a low level user. The high privilege ones on here, like it says, require admin privileges. So right here, this is the one I was looking for, this GPP password. So let's run this and see what happens. And since it's a module, we're going to do capital M and G E. And more. All right, that didn't work, so we're going to fall back on our good old GPP. I think it's decrypt. It is. Okay, cool. So let's pull up our text. Copy this. Paste this down. Run that. All right, worked perfect. Okay, so we got our username. So let's go right back to NetExec. And we're going to password in here. Okay. And then we're going to go back to our user. This I'm a little freaky. Right. Right. All right. Was out of that. Nice. All right. Got a valid username right there. Let's just double check shares real quick. So we got any more permission. All right. We could read a lot more. Awesome. Perfect. All right. I'm going to showcase a couple of things that you can do here. So let's just do. Yeah. Brings up the help for SMB. So NetExec's got a couple different modules for different protocols. So SMB being one of them. You've got WinRM, you've got RDP, you've got LDAP. So what we're going to do is we're going to look here, and we've got different ones. So scroll down a little bit. What am I looking for? We've got some right here. So the --SAM and --SA work great, but you have to have admin permissions. And since it was that just green plus sign, and not, there's usually like an orange pound if it's an admin. But since it's just a green, we just we're able to log in. It's a valid user. It's not admin on the box. So we just did -shares. We can look at interfaces. We can look at sessions, disks. All of this. So these two right here are the ones we're going to run. We've got pass policy, so we can see what the password policy is on the domain. And this RID root is going to brute force usernames. So let's run these real quick, see what happens. And these were pass policy. And Okay. Got all of that. Perfect. And then all right. That looks like we didn't really come up with this. Sometimes you'll find different users and stuff. Well, I find in this one user, which is the one we already have access. So now that we have valid credentials, valid domain credentials, we can do a couple things. So we can do an AS EREP, I think it's called, and then or Kerberos too. We can try both of those. So let's look. And if we look at our modules, I think we'll have right. I actually think you have to do LDAP. Let me check. What I'm looking at is the NetExec wiki over here. I do think you have to do it with LDAP, so let's check that out. What we're gonna do is instead of the SMP protocol, we're gonna do LDAP over here. And I don't think it's actually a module. I think it's just an option. So here and look through there. So we've got the AS rep post, exactly what I was talking about, and then the Kerberos right here. So let's try Kerberos. Like in one argument, it's probably going to be the output. Yep. We're going to say all right, perfect. Oh, this is awesome. So the administrator here is the same account name. We've got a ticket for the administrator. Perfect. So here, run to JohnTheRipper. X and not that format. So let's see if we get this. All right. So I went through the ticket, decrypted it, not decrypted it, cracked it, and we've got our ticket master 1968 right here. So let's copy that, and that's going to be for the administrator. So let's do evil right here. I already got all my commands right here. I love that. Ticket master administrator. Change I. Taking a second. All right. So we weren't able to evil right on there. We could try. Yes, exactly. Repeat that back. This right here. Let's see with any issues. And all right, perfect. We're in. Oh, what is? Ooh. I always do that, but it in like the Windows folder, so it got all this crap. Let's let it real quick. My bad. Hold on. We're just gonna one more time. Thank God. And we'll do. Not great. I don't know why it's to. But we're gonna go to use. It had got our tickets on there, so let's see. The user that we compromise first. Okay. We're looking for our. I can spell. Our user. So we got that there. Type it. All right. That's X. Awesome. All right. Let's go back to. Oh. Read X. All right. Cool. Super simple box. Some fun stuff, but you get to try your Kerber roasting, look into your shares, everything like that. And then we got to showcase some NetExec's awesome features. So this is the box, and talk to you guys next time.